hit that like and the subscribe button for me, please, as we continue to rebuild the platform. Paul George. Paul George at it again. Paul George. The man who has diarrhea of the mouth. Paul George, who I knew as soon as I think I mentioned in the last video I made about the man in regards to comments that he was making. I'm going to wait for the new episode of the podcast to come out because after the game, I know he's going to say something. And he's going to say something stupid, I'm pretty sure. And sure enough, Paul George coming right on time as usual. Yeah. Let's go ahead and listen to what the man had to say about, actually, let me set this up a little bit. So Paul George played his first game against the Clippers since leaving. Now, like I stated before, nobody was shedding tears about Paul George leaving the Clippers. He underperformed. If he was still on the team, we'd root for him and hope for the best. But him leaving, I mean, ain't no skin off our backs paying you $50 million a year or more. Nah, we good. An aging, underperforming not 3-and-D wing, two-way wing. Yeah, nah, man. You are in decline. And you showed absolutely zero desire to play like a max player, which is what you wanted. Because you want what Kawhi got, right? When Kawhi got his butt on the floor, he plays like a max player. You don't. I can't say the same thing for you, Paul George. So anyway, let's listen to what he had to say.
Funny, when the tribute was going on, the wall was cheering. And like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit now.
Wait.
So right after I wave them off, they go back to booing. Yeah, they was cheering this. They were cheering right after the tribute.
Did you see the signs?
What did it say?
There's a couple of them like
they had a podcast.
Shut up and talk. Like stop. Think before you talk. And they
what did I say
they
was
came
wrong?
prepared.
What did I
say that again?
I did not call Clippers the B team. I said it felt like the B team just because of everywhere you go, people in LA say you should be a Laker. You should be a Laker. That wasn't minimizing. That wasn't, downplaying or, I was a Clipper. Like, that's who I chose to play for. Like, I wasn't, comparing them and saying that they were underneath the Lakers. It was just how LA interprets that or how LA treats players that are in LA. Like, they think you should be a Laker. They think there's not another team there.
Yeah.
So that was where that comment was from. But they proved me right. They didn't pack out, and they aren't packing out Intuit Dome. Like, that's y'all home. That's y'all team. Go fucking support them. Like, go be there every night. Go show that this is who our players are. This is who our team is. Like, I didn't understand it. Again, I was a free agent. It's not like I asked to get out of a contract or asked to leave. If y'all knew the whole transcript of how it played out, they would understand where it came from.
So there you have it. Paul George telling y'all like it is. Telling y'all that he was getting B team love. And not only that, y'all proved it because y'all ain't packing out Intuit Dome. Y'all proved it. So Paul George is standing on that Clipper team and fan base business. He's standing on it 10 toes down. So the next time you do come, Paul George, the place may be packed out. It may be packed out just to boo you out of the building. People were indifferent, Paul George. Nobody cared that you left. People were upset about the B team comments, but you know what? Not enough to pay $400 a ticket to go boo you. Nobody cares that much. You kidding me, man? And that's what Paul George doesn't understand. Paul George been hanging around in Hollywood too long with these celebrities, with this idiot he's running around with.
This is who our team is. Say you should be.
Let me see, where I find these clowns at. Jackie Long, although I got nothing against Jackie Long. Jackie Long on the left, and this bum Dallas Rutherford on the right, hanging around this idiot too long. Way too long. You're not in touch with reality, Paul George. And this is another example of why athletes cannot be the leaders of anything outside of their game. Out of touch with reality. They've been coddled since they were teenagers, small teenagers. As soon as they get identified as a talent, it could be 10, 11, 12 years old. They get identified, they get pampered and babied for their entire adult life until they have to retire. That's why a lot of them crash out after the game. Luckily for you, Paul George, you're going to make so much money, unless somebody gets to you in divorce. You're going to make so much money, you should be good for life. You should be. So congratulations to you for that. But hanging out with trash like Dallas Rutherford, brother, is not going to lead you anywhere. Not going to lead you anywhere. So, Paul George made a comment about people not packing the stadium out, right? Let's get into it. So I went on Ticketmaster here and picked a random game, Clippers Warriors. Who wouldn't want to see Steph Curry and the Warriors play, right? The game, and it's on a Monday night. Cheapest ticket to get into the building is $91. $91 is the cheapest ticket to get in. So you want to know why it's empty, Paul George? People are broke. Median home price in Los Angeles, California is $1 million, Paul George. People don't have that. Why do you think the Democrats got swept in the doggone election last week? Because the economy is bad. Gas is high. Rent/mortgage is high. Cost for a new car is average cost for a new car is $40,000. That doesn't matter to you because you're still in $50 million, Paul George. Look at some of these tickets, bruv. Look at some of these tickets. You know, a good lower bowl seat. You know, you sit behind the basket. You know, those typically be like historically like maybe 100 something. Maybe 175, 415, Paul George. So you want to take your lady. That's you want to take your lady, Paul George. We talking 831. Then we got to pay for parking. Then you got to eat and get something to drink as well, Paul George. This is why the place ain't full. It costs too much. Okay. This looks like the lower bowl, but actually it's really in a normal arena. It'll be the second section of the seating, the middle section of the seating. How much is this? $250 to have your back against the wall, Paul George. This is the problem. Steve Ballmer being. Look, I'm going to just tell you. I'm going to just tell it like it is. I'm glad the guy is one of the richest people in the world. I believe he's number six on the list, I believe, in regards to richest people in the world. Congratulations to you. But, brother, that man is incompetent. Some of the leanest years Microsoft has ever seen was him at the helm. This man looked at the iPhone and said it wasn't going to work. So I understand you want to pass the cost of the $2 billion arena that you built here down to the consumer, to the fan base. But brother, if you're going to do something like that, where you're going to jack the prices up that much, almost double what they were at Staples Centers or more, depending on where you're trying to sit, brother, we should have had some chips up there. Maybe if you had some chips, people would do it. People would not eat for a couple of days so they can go to a Clipper game. Okay. Anyway, let's get out of that. Let's see some of the comments underneath the post that Paul George made. Let's see from Chris Sadi. F this effing loser. I'd rather have Elton Brand jersey retired than this loser. Don't worry. Paul George's jersey is not getting retired. Not going to happen. Let's see from LA Clippers Muse. Get your effing wins up or shut up. Let's see from Wannabe Fresh. Outside of PG stands, this dude really is losing a lot of fans. Swamp Hunter. I like Russ more than I ever liked PG as a Clipper fan. From Feel Like OBK. Clippers have triple the wins that loser PG has. Glad that clown has left. Savage Gent __. Third option's getting out of control. From Little Lamb 1871. The three-man glaze off is something to behold. Let's see. This is the last one I'll do here, I guess. From Drew Krinsky. Bro was a B-team max player. Guy was a beta all year. Had one good season where he stepped up when Kawhi was out. The rest was a total waste, brother. It wasn't even a season. It was a handful of games. And Terrence Mann led the way in the clincher against Utah with 36 points, 38 points, whatever it was. Not Paul George. And then Paul George literally almost proceeds to lose us game one against Phoenix, which changed the dynamics of that whole series. So, yes. Well, I'll read this one. Go support them, quote unquote, as he sits out games to, quote unquote, rest 3 weeks into the season. You got a couple Laker fans in here. What a class! What a class group of people they are, huh? Anyway, after PG proceeded to get his butt kicked after these statements via his podcast, the Podcast P Show, he, quote, you see it right here, this isn't accurate. Context is important. Let's listen to the whole quote.
Or you talk, and they
I thought it was a great time in LA playing back home. So shout out to those fans that were, giving flowers and appreciative of those 5 years. It was funny when the tribute was going on, the wall was cheering. And I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit now.
Wait.
So right after I wave them off, they go back to booing. Yeah, they was cheering in this.
So, guys, I'm not going to play this whole clip because it literally is just these three jack-offs saying the exact same thing. How stupid do they believe that we are? You posted an extra 8 seconds for context. And it provided no context. It was essentially the same quote. You know why? Everything you said after that wipes out all of it, Paul George. I was appreciative of the fans that cheered for me. They gave me my flowers. And then but F that, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, y'all proved me right. Why don't y'all pack it out? You literally said that. You literally say that, and then you insult the fan base again, Paul George. I already know you're going to fail spectacularly. It's going to be amazing. And that probably will be one of the quickest videos I ever put up when you get ran out of Philadelphia. Because you are going to get ran out of Philadelphia. You can't help yourself. You got diarrhea in the mouth, man. But this is crazy. Listen, this is the only difference. Just the beginning.
Time in LA playing back home. So shout out to those fans that were, giving flowers and appreciative of those 5 years. It was funny that when the tribute was going on, the wall was cheering. And I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit now.
Wait.
So right after I wave them off, they go back to booing. Yeah, they was cheering and they were cheering right after the tribute.
Did you see the signs?
So yeah. Paul George, man, look. Again, it's no surprise you ended up married to that. I'm not going to say she has nothing to do with this. But you don't display the best decision making. Anyway. So let's read some of these comments here. Some more comments. Am I tweaking? Or is this not basically the same thing? You ain't tweaking. Just effing stop talking, dude. Let's see. Be like Don. Another was taken out of context. This is exactly what you said. Lob City Vibes. You guys are such trash. It's staggering. Let's see. What does this say here? Lawler's Law, yo. What did your buddy Sir Dallas 777 say, though? He's an extension of you, and you never checked him or his weak apology. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. I was going to make a video about this idiot. He said Clippers suck anyways. And like you said, like the person said here, he is an extension of you, Paul George. And Dallas Rutherford apparently got some charges put on him. Dallas Rutherford pleads guilty. According to reports of the LA Daily News, he's a hardened old school criminal. 2009, huh? CSUN freshman Dallas Rutherford pled guilty to one count of misdemeanor grand theft Friday in San Fernando Superior Court after allegedly stealing merchandise from a Porter Ranch Best Buy. He was sentenced to 3 years probation in order to complete 200 hours of Caltrans service. You know what? That's where I recognize Dallas Rutherford from. I've seen him picking up trash on the side of the freeway. What a piece of garbage. He must also maintain at least a C- average at CSUN. That might have been hard for him to accomplish, looking as though he doesn't have much more than, I'll give him maybe 2.5 brain cells to rub together. All right. A felony count of second-degree commercial burglary was dismissed as part of the plea deal. Rutherford was one of 4 defendants charged with grand theft after he teammate starred Dion Tresvant, Jeffrey Braswell, head coach Bobby Braswell's son, and actor, who's this? Fanuel Gubuano, I have no clue who that is, allegedly stole $6,600 worth of merchandise on New Year's Day. Class act you are, Dallas Rutherford. Class act. See what this person says. Nah, it was accurate. No context needed. Tell Tubby to shut up and dribble and work on that 2-8 record. Let's see. The KP experience. You're 2-8 and the Clippers effort is much better without you. Common denominator. And delocated underscore. Yeah, you should think before you speak. Last one. Jordan Miller fan. That's the exact same thing, dummy. Oh, man. So all I'm going to say in closing, Paul George, people spent 5 years spending their hard-earned dollars to watch you give half effort. Underachieve every single year. The 1 year the team didn't achieve, let's be real about it. You get the credit, but Kawhi carried the team about 80% of the way, bruh. That wasn't you. It literally was Kawhi Leonard. Terrence Mann wins the game 5 clincher. And then, what happened in game 1 against Phoenix? You're missing 2 free throws at the end of a basketball game that would at least, if you split them, at least you're guaranteed overtime unless somebody does something stupid and commits a 4-point play. A foul on a 4-point play. You dropped the ball, Paul George. And then have the nerve to come for the fan base when all you did was underachieve. That pathetic performance in the playoffs last year that you put up on tape and then got the nerve to ask for a max contract, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You should have went into the office of Lawrence Frank on your knees begging for 3 years, 150 after what you put on tape. But fortunately for you, Daryl Morey is stupid. So you were able to get that 4th year and that $200 million. Good for you. But I am going to be so happy when you get ran out of Philly. I can't wait for that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Is Paul George just a man who's misunderstood? Or does he need to take the advice of the Clipper fans that did show up to a dome and think before he speaks? Let me know what you guys think. Hit that like and subscribe. Till next time, I'm out.